Third long ball of the day here on Monday. There was a serious moment over the weekend in NWSL. A player collapsed on the field mid-action in the Angel City versus Utah Royals game. Angel City FC defender Savy King collapsed in the 74th minute of the match. He received medical attention on the field, taken off the field, and transported to local hospital. Declined to comment, but say she was in recovery. And kind of the fallout is, hopefully, prayers out to her. Hopefully everything's okay, a recoverable situation. But a lot of people are asking, why the heck did they play that last 15 minutes of the game?
Yeah, let's first mention the story that we're kind of grabbing some stuff here. And I'll encourage people to go read Ashley Pellet and Meg Linehan, or Pellet, excuse me, Ashley Pellet and Meg Linehan at The Athletic. So again, the headline is, after Savy King's on-field collapse, why wasn't Angel City's match canceled? And the statement from the NWSL reads, league protocols were followed from both a medical and game operations perspective. We are grateful to the Angel City medical staff as well as to local paramedics who handled this difficult situation seamlessly. As always, the NWSL will review and determine if changes to that protocol need to be made. So, I think if you just talk about okay, we got a protocol, fine, but where's that leeway, that room to say, wait a second, how can you ask any player, but especially Savy King's teammates, to go on playing the game at a high, at the best level they possibly can, with the most effort they possibly can, in a game that ultimately will mean something in the standings down the road, or has stakes to it? How can you ask them that? I don't understand how you can be like, you know what? You just watch your player get your teammate get chest compressions on the field. Please go try to score a goal. What is that? That's crazy.
Well, it is kind of the callousness of competitive sports in general at all levels. I've seen some heinous things, take a couple minutes, be somber for a minute, shake it off, and then go right back to it. As a very young child, I remember in NFL, Detroit Lions player was literally paralyzed on the field, and then they came back and played the game. Just like Eriksson for Manchester, or in the Euros a couple years ago, had a heart attack on the field. I believe they played it, didn't they? Or did they come back the next day? But either way, some harsh things have been, clap the person off and then come back and play the rest of the game. It's almost like the grind of the schedule becomes too much to consider the humanity of what we're doing.
Yeah, and so the thing about this moment, so again, Meg and Ashley writing at The Athletic, they took a look at the league's policy manual, and it basically says that when you have a delay like this, when you have a serious incident, a serious issue, a medical event, and it takes this long, the league then makes the decision. The league then decides, and ultimately it comes down to the commissioner, Jessica Berman. That's where the buck stops. Other people can be involved in the decision, but it's ultimately, imagine that somebody called Jessica Berman, right? If she wasn't in the building, somebody called her and said, hey, Savy King just went down and they're doing chest compressions and they're going to take her to the hospital. Should we continue this game?
Go for it.
Please continue the game. I guess this is also, it's interesting to wonder if it's the line between the game being officially complete, right? So if you don't play 75 minutes, the game is not complete. It's an incomplete game, which means then it has to be replayed or has to be picked up from that moment, right? You end up have scheduling issues and logistical things you got to deal with. She went down in the 74th minute. And so if she goes down in the 74th minute and you then say, well, we're going to stop the game. We can't ask these players to continue to play. This is the wrong thing to do to continue this game. Then you are saying it's an incomplete game and now you got to come back and finish it. And
the alternatives are not great, I guess, but it is callous when you think about the human aspect of sports. We love watching players play, and obviously it's human interaction and human achievement, but sometimes our bodies don't cooperate.
I would also say, let's shout out Megan Reed, who is a defender for Angel City, who's a trained paramedic and helped in the situation. There were medical people that were involved in this, obviously, that were assigned to the game, which is, by the way, something that maybe we shouldn't take for granted when it comes to NWSL, because it's not that long ago that, this was all kind of almost like a semi-pro situation, and we weren't those people weren't on staff as they should have been. And so in this case, maybe Savy King's life was saved by not just having a teammate who was a trained paramedic, but also by having medical staff that otherwise the NWSL in the past might not have had.
So can't reiterate enough. Hopefully Savy King recovers well, and it was just a momentary thing. We move forward, and hopefully she has a full recovery, and there is the proper solution of whether to pick up games like this or not. Tough call. And producer Jenny with a fact check. In the Erickson case, they did come back after a few hours delay to finish that game in that international tournament a couple years ago.
That was a very scary. I mean, this is very similar, right, in terms of what happened to the player and how heart stopping. No pun. For everybody watching, how hard it was to watch this, and certainly, the biggest thing here is that Savy King recovers and is with us.
Indeed. If you haven't already, you're watching this, and that button at the bottom underneath the screen doesn't say subscribe yet, click the button. Doesn't cost you anything. You don't get spammed with anything, and you help this channel expand, continue to grow, and work towards sustainability. We talked about it at the open. We're going to try to start manifesting a 5-day-a-week show, right, Jason? And
absolutely.
So with every subscriber, every membership, we get closer to that. Follow along on social media at Kickaround on the platforms such as X, Instagram, Blue Sky. You can write us an email at morningkickaround@gmail.com. And you can find us as a podcast, Morning Kickaround, on your favorite audio platform. And that's how you get your Morning Kickaround.